we go. So we've got the train next, and this train has a lot of little, pieces that go along with it. So let's walk through what's going on. You've got these long rectangular pieces that'll go on like this. And actually, if you line it up from the very top to the very bottom, there'll be a slight gap between each of the boards. So make sure you paint underneath that as well. Then you've got these little decals with the little notches there, however you would want to put that, bolts looking things. So those would go on like so on each of those, and you can line them up on the very edge. You can put them in a little bit. You could make the planks all kind of wonky, whatever you want, whatever style you're going for there. And again, those will sit on the front, so you'll want to make sure, like, if you do make them kind of wonky, make sure they're not like running into one another so that they can still fit on the board. All right, and then you've got this little smoke, and it goes the other way. It faces like the train was blowing as it was driving. So place that as such, or however you wish. You've got these windows with their little window frames, and then you've got the roof of the engine as well. And then you've got this one big tire, and you don't have little tires for each of these. It's only this one, so that you get that nice outline on the engine itself as well. Then you've got all these little tiny kind of obtruse, triangular, rectangular pieces. Not quite triangles, not quite rectangles. And those will go, they're the grate of the engine. So those will go from the skinniest, I'm sorry it cuts off a little bit, but it goes from the skinniest to the fattest, like there, like so. And then there'll be another piece that goes right underneath all of those that you will see right here. So see if it's a little blurry. It should line up. There we go. So that piece will be at the very bottom, right underneath the grate there. And then you've got another long piece that will go on top here from that grate to the tire, and it will have a slight little curve on one end, and that will be this part that lines up with the tire, of course. Oh, and you also have this decal that goes in the front there, wherever you want to kind of have that detail. So there's that little piece. That's the curve that I'm talking about. There we go. Once I find the camera, right? There you go. Okay. So that'll go down there. Oops, other way, right? Make sure that curve lines up with the tire. Alright, and then you'll also have another piece that will have another curve, but will be much, much smaller. And that will go on the other side of the tire to complete that line. As so, right there. Alright, and then after that, you kind of, like, you have a wreath that you can add as well. And then you've got all these little lights as well. And you can put those wherever. Sometimes, so like this one was probably just an extra little cutting that came out with one of the tires. You may or may not end up with this piece. It's not part of the design. Again, it's just an extra little cutting that I had in my bag. And you could use it, like I could put it on the lollipop there, or I can just toss it, right? It's not part of the design at all in any way, shape, or form. It was actually just a little part of the tire there that didn't get taken out before packaging. So if you ever end up with any little cutouts from like the wreaths or tires or anything like that, it's up to you if you want to find a place for them, or you can just toss them. Then you have all these little light bulbs, like I said a moment ago, and you can decorate the tree with it. You can decorate the cabooses, or you can put it on your depot as Christmas lights. You could put them on both sides to decorate it there as well. Alright, so there you go. That's your train. Make sure you check out the video for the depot if you haven't already, just to see where all the pieces go and the way it is front and back. So it'll help you figure out where everything goes. Alright, thanks guys.